Okay, lovely. Is it better now? Okay. So before we go too far ahead of ourselves, I'm just going to recap what we did last time and talk about nonlinear storytelling. And we'll recap how we code things exactly to go to different pages. And then we'll move on and we'll try to see if you've written anything, or we could just continue where we left off. So the first thing for nonlinear storytelling is that it's a way that we can tell our stories that's different from the traditional storytelling. So traditional storytelling is also known as linear storytelling. And what was linear storytelling? Do you remember? You can write in the chat, or you can tell me and unmute yourself and tell me. Do we have an idea of what linear storytelling is? Yes, no, maybe, so. Okay, I'm just gonna assume we all forgot. And linear storytelling is basically when we have our story going from, page 1 to page 2 to page 3. It's basically telling a story in a specific order, no matter who the reader is or no matter when you're going to read it. It's always going to be the same. First this happens, then the second thing happens, then the third thing happens. Okay, great. So Lily's joining us for the first time, so it's great that we're able to do a recap of everything. So linear storytelling is basically all the books that we read, almost all the movies that we watch, and it covers most of the way that we experience stories to begin with. So let's take a look now at nonlinear storytelling. So I'm going to focus on two nonlinear storytelling, I guess, techniques or different names that we give them. And the first one is called branching narratives. Okay, so branching narratives is our choose your own adventure sort of narrative style. It's when we start here, everyone starts at the beginning, and then we have to maybe make a choice. So depending on our choice, there might be a different path that opens up. And then depending on another choice, you might have a different path. And at the very end, you might have different endings. So in this case, how many endings do you see? Okay, so you see 3 different endings. That's correct. So in this case, we have 3 different endings. Now, as a writer, this can be pretty cool to have 3 different endings. But if we keep using branching narratives, it means that we have to write a lot because we have to write all the different endings and make sure that it all makes sense. And that's a lot of work. So yeah, so we have, how many endings are there? We said 3. And great. So the next thing that I want to talk about is parallel paths. So last time we talked about parallel paths in the context of games. So a lot of games give us lots of choices in the game. So when we play a game, we can choose a lot of things. Like, for example, if we play Pokemon, we can choose everything from our name to what Pokemon do we want to, I don't know, what else can you do in Pokemon? That's a nice choice. You can, for some of them, you can even choose which gyms you want to battle first or battle second. But at the very, very end, no matter what happens, you always get one ending. So this is an example of parallel paths. Pokemon would be an example of this narrative structure. So parallel paths allow us to basically take from our multiple choices and converge or meet at a specific point. So this can be the ending, but this can also be in the middle of your story. So in the middle of your story, you can have lots of different branches and paths, and then you meet again, no matter what your choice is. And this gives you more control over how you want to share your story, because sometimes if you have too many branches and too many different endings, it becomes really messy really fast. So when we're writing our story, just keep that in mind. We have parallel paths are probably what we're going to do. So it has different branches, and you can choose. You can either have one ending, two endings, or three endings, or anything in between. So those are all different types of narrative structures. So right after we talked about this, we read through Almost Little Red Riding Hood, which is a choose your own adventure story. And how many of us were here when we were reading it last time? Write in the chat if you were here. Okay, we have one person was here. Okay, 2 people were here. Okay, so it is published, and I believe you should have received an email that has a link to this story. I'll also put the link to this story in the video, yes, the stream. So anyone who wants to see it can therefore read it. But this is basically what we're going to work on. And we have a couple different choices in this story. So in this particular story, we went through one choice that didn't really matter too much. It was, what snack do you choose? And then we had another choice that affected the story quite a lot. So that case was, do you want to give the grandmother your snack? And depending on if you decided to give the witch or whatever the snack, then it would lead to a different path. So I mentioned last time that when we're writing our story, it's really helpful if we first draft our story on little Post-it notes. So I want to go and, can you give me some Post-it notes, please? Post-it notes. On top, on top, on top. They're yellow, on top. Hold on. Let me grab some Post-it notes. They're on the top shelf. On the top shelf. Thank you. So we have little Post-it notes like this. And on our little Post-it notes, we're going to write out our events. And the idea is that every event is on its own Post-it note. So that way it makes it easy for us to basically arrange our story and figure out the order of our story. So that makes it easier. So anyway, let's go, and we're going to actually get started writing our story now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on write. Last week we started Almost Alice in Wonderland story, and the basic idea was that here we had our first choice, which was Alice falls down the rabbit hole. That's our event. And our first choice was, do you drink the potion or do you not drink the potion? So that was our first choice that we did. And we basically had an interaction where, if I preview this, you have a nice glowing effect on this potion. And I can drag this potion around, and when I get it to Alice in Wonderland, then she moves to the door and it automatically flips the page. So let's take a look at the code on how we did that. And basically, in our code, we see that when our potion is dragged over Alice, then I want to scale it. So I want to shrink the image. So in order to make an image smaller, it needs to be less than 1. In this case, it's 0.2 times. And then I want to specify the duration, so the amount of time it should take to do this animation. And after after Alice becomes small, then I want to move to a specific point. So this specific point is 920 pixels by 450 pixels. And after all of this animation is done, then we're going to go to page 6. So let's take a look at that again, and let me get rid of the enter the door. I'm going to preview. And it goes to the drink the potion page. So in this case, we didn't really give the reader much of a choice. We just made the reader interact with this page and make the reader drag the potion on Alice. So that was basically what we did from last time. But we can also do it a very simple way of creating buttons. And for the buttons, we can then just choose which button and then direct the reader to that page. Okay, so that was basically the overview of everything of what we did last time. And now today, we have a couple of options. We can continue our story with Alice, or I can go into more detail on how to maybe do some certain interactions that you're interested in, or how we can create like hidden Easter eggs, which are like maybe some hidden choices that you can have the reader choose. So up to you guys. Continue with what? So you want me to continue the story? You want us to continue the story? Anybody else have any other ideas on what they want to do? So we have 1, continue the story. What else? Type in the chat or unmute yourself. Either one works. Okay, I hear someone, but I don't know what you want to say. Continue my story. Okay, so I think we have a consensus that we're going to continue my story. So let me just get rid of some of these extra pages that don't really mean anything. So, okay. So I have almost Alice in Wonderland, and our first interaction was basically having the potion and redirecting to a different page. So what should Alice do next? So Alice goes and becomes small and enters the door, and then what happens? Type it in the chat, unmute yourself. So we have someone saying that Alice should be in a forest. Okay, great. So let's put Alice in a forest. Okay, so let's see. Do we have a forest? Let's look. Forest. Which forest do you like? I feel like my screen is a bit... I like the... Which one? Which one's the first one? This one? This one? This one? So fourth one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one? Okay. So Alice goes into a forest. Okay, so let's get Alice. Okay, so let's have the narrator say something. What? Oh, I need to make the door. Okay. Let me copy and paste this door and put the door here. You don't like my door? Are you criticizing my door? Are you saying it's too easy to copy and paste? Hey, it should be easy, okay? Why make your life more difficult when it could be easy? Okay, so we can challenge ourselves in other ways. Okay, so what do we say? So Alice discovers herself in a forest full of, I don't know, what's this forest full of? Popcorn? Okay, Alice discovers herself in a forest full of popcorn. Full of popcorn and candy. Okay, we have some more people saying what the forest should be full of. Okay. This really doesn't look like a door though. That's okay. Okay, so we have popcorn, candy, and birds. Sure, why not? Now the question is, does popcorn exist? Oh, popcorn does exist. It's just in a box, like a movie theater. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're not gonna copy and paste the popcorn everywhere. That looks really bad. Don't do that, okay? Basics of design. Please don't copy and paste stuff everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna get some candy. I don't know. We're gonna just add some random candy. The candy cane arch. Oh, this is... Any candy that you want in particular? 2 candy canes at an angle. Which ones? This one? Okay. So someone said they shared their story. So if you publish your story and you have it, then you can put it in the chat and then we can take a look and read it. So you started your story? Awesome. It's okay. All stories have to start somewhere. Okay, so we say we have a candy cane arch like this. Okay. Oh yeah, I need a bird. Okay, so this is kind of strange. Why? I want to put this to the behind. Okay, there you go. No, I want to grab my candy. Okay, I grabbed my candy. I need some birds. Yes, I need birds. Bird. Do I have a bird? Which bird do you want? You want the duck? Okay. Okay, sure. All of a sudden, Alice ended up in some very strange world. I don't know what kind of world this is, but sure, why not? He's gonna be like, do you want popcorn? Do you want popcorn? Yeah, where's Alice? That's a good question. Okay, he wants a candy cane helmet like this. Okay, so he's gonna wear a candy cane. Sure, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna go grab Alice from here. Actually, okay, let's see if there's another Alice. Okay, we have a little Alice. So let's get the little Alice, the mini Alice, like that, mini Alice. Okay, mini Alice is very confused. Okay, so we're gonna have what's Alice gonna say? Good question. I want to ask the same thing. Why is everything so weird? Okay. What are we making the duck say? This is the world of weirdness. That's what we want to make the duck say? Sure. Why not? Why not? This is the world of weirdness. All of a sudden, we're no longer in Wonderland. We're in Weirdness Land. Okay, so almost Alice in World of Weirdness. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna get rid of this page also. Okay, so I kind of like this page and I want them to talk a little bit more. So in order to make them talk more, I can add another speech bubble and I can type something and make things fade in and out. That's one way I could do it. So let me just show you really quick how the different ways I can do it. So what? So if I want to sequence this, I'm going to go to the event graph to sequence, right, and to code it. So the first thing I'm going to do is use on-page start. And I want to, what do I want to do? I want to block the pages. Yeah, I can block the pages if I want a choice, but I don't have a choice yet, so I think I'll just leave my pages alone for now. I'm going to do some animation though. So the first animation is I'm going to have a fade effect. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see if it likes me. Does it like me? Oh, it does. I just closed it. There we go. Okay, so after I have my narration or whatever, then I want to fade in the speech bubble, right? So let's have you guys help me do that. We're going to sequence the two speech bubbles and fade them in. Who wants to help me? Who wants to help me code? Okay, so you want to help me? Okay, so what? Hold on, let me see if I can give you my remote. Who is talking to me right now? Madison, is it? Okay, great. So okay, Madison, see if you can control the mouse. Sometimes it doesn't like people. Okay, seems like it works. Okay. Almost. Can you connect them together? Boom. Try it out. Yep. Try it out. Now press preview to see if it works. So great, everything fades in properly. So we have like this what that's just left alone. And so let's try to figure out what to do with that. Give me my mouse back. Give it back to me. Okay, great. I have full control. Okay, so I feel like your sister's there with you. That's great. Okay, so we can also choose the direction that we want to fade in the speech bubbles. So let's fade this one into the right and this one into the left. And what I'm going to show you is we're going to use a new block that we haven't really done before ever, and it's called text object equals value. Okay, so what does this mean? This lovely function basically takes a text object and replaces the text with whatever you type inside here. So let's just why would you want that? Because what if you want them to say something else? So like, for example, you can make them say what, and you can make the bird, another person said, make the bird say, I am weird. So we can do that, and let's do that. Okay. Okay, hold on. One step at a time. Let's first make the bird say, I'm a resident weirdo. I don't know. I'm the president of weirdos? Okay, I'm the president of weirdos. Sure, why not? Okay, so let's take a look to see how that works. So we have the nice typewriter effect. Why is everything so weird? This is the world, blah blah blah. I'm the president of weirdos. So you see, it was pretty quick, right? The change. We don't really want that. So let's try. Yeah, we need to wait. So let's wait. Yeah, let's wait for it. So let's wait. Where's wait? Ah, here it is. Wait, how many seconds? Okay, let's try something between 1 and 5. Let's try 3 and see. Okay, so that's basically how it works. So it just replaces the text, and this makes it so you don't need multiple text boxes. So you can do the same thing without using this, and instead you can do something like, if you want to do something similar, you can copy and paste this and put it on top and say, I'm the president of weirdos. Okay? So you could do the same thing. So this is one way you could do it. And another way you can do it is you can, for example, fade out an object. So we're going to use the fade block again. But you know, right here by default, it says fade in. You can actually select that and put fade out instead. So if I go here, I want to disconnect this. I can fade out. This is the World of Weirdos. And then I can fade in. What am I fading in? The new block. I'm the president. Yeah. So let's see how that works. And I actually want to switch this around. Do to the left and to the right. Let's preview. And it fades out and it fades in. I'm the president, weirdos. So you see, you have multiple ways that you can do kind of the same thing. It's just up to you how you want to do it. So you can code it kind of any way you want. Okay, so now we have Alice, we have president of weirdos. Anything else we want to do on this page? Okay, next page. All right, so what happens in the next page? So basically she finds more things that are weird and super crazy. Okay, this doesn't seem like a choose your own adventure right now, so let's try to actually have a choice somewhere in this story. Okay, so we have one person said to choose whether or not to enter in another door. Any other ideas on what kind of choice she can make? I mean, so she could go in through another door. Okay. Okay, so we have maybe there's a sign of which way you want to go. Something like that. Okay, so you have the House of Weirdos and continue. Is that what it is? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so first we need a background. We'll use the same one. And we need Alice, so I'm gonna need Alice. Copy and paste Alice. Okay, so Alice walks down and she sees a sign. Do we have a sign? Otherwise we have to make a sign. We have a sign. Perfect. Why is the sign so big? Good question. Okay. How about let's have an audio? We can have it as an audio. When we click on the sign, it says where it's gonna go, so we don't have to write it all out. Okay. Okay, so let's first of all share my computer sound with you so you can hear my audio. And so let's say like, okay, when we click on this sign, then we'll have something up here. Let's have the choices up here, because that's easy. So the readers might be really confused. Why do you say the readers might be really confused? Yeah, so let's actually make it so you can click on it and we'll see what happens. So if you, so let's just say on click, I'm gonna fade in my, my square. So I'm gonna fade in my square like that, okay? So how do you know, how does the reader know if you can click on it? So if it glows this bluish purple, then that means they can click on it. Also, if you use a desktop with a mouse or something, computer with a mouse, you'll notice that it has the hand sign, so that means you can click on it. So if I click on it, then we'll have like the message appears. Yeah, this will be like the message. So another way that we can make it so the reader kind of knows that we need to click on it is maybe let's have Alice move to the sign. Okay, so let's have her walk to the sign. So to do that, let's move her. So on page start, yeah, we could use a move to point. Let me just bring all my code down. So let's grab move to point. And what's the difference between move to point and move for people who weren't here last time? So we have two blocks here. They look very similar. What's the difference between these two blocks? Close, not quite. So move to point is when you move to a specific XY coordinate. So you can tell where you are. If you grab an object and you drag it around, you'll notice you have X equals something, Y something. So if I go into this corner, it's what's the numbers that appear? Do you see the numbers? Yeah, so this is the coordinate. So this is the actual location. X is 3, Y is 30. So this is, if you want to move to point and you say X 3, Y 30, Alice will go from here and go all the way up here. Okay? So that's the difference between move to point and for move, if you say, so let's just demonstrate it with an example. So let me grab Alice and let's do let's just do so 3 and 30. Okay, so let's preview that, and whoop, she goes all the way into the corner. Okay, exactly. Where are you going? I don't know, Alice. Alice got places to go. Okay, Alice is a busy girl. Yeah, so now let's take a look at the difference. So if I do 330 on move, where does Alice go? So let's try again, preview. So let's bring Alice here so you can see better. Okay, Alice is here right in the corner, okay? Oh, I need to not fade it in so then you can see better. Okay, there we go. So, where does Alice go? So Alice goes down, and that's because, yeah, so Alice is moving 3 pixels over and then 30 pixels down. Whereas in this case, Alice is moving to the point x3, y30. Do we kind of understand the difference now? So this is really good if you just want Alice to maybe move, I don't know, left and right, for example. Like, for example, if we want Alice to just move like 500, 0. Whoops. Let's make it negative 500 and 0. And so Alice just moves across the x-axis and she doesn't move. So, okay, so let's use maybe move to point because we know exactly where we want Alice to go. We want Alice to go maybe here. What do you think? What's that? 170 and 350. Let's do 350. 170, 350. 170 and 350. And let's make her move a little bit slower. Yeah, something like 5 seconds might be a little slow. Maybe 3. Okay, let's try 5. So preview. Okay, so now we have this little clickable thing. And then we fade in, and here we'll put like our choice. What do you think? Okay, so let's not use green because this green is really ugly. Let's have like a... What color do you want? Want green? Something like this? No, it's not the same color. Okay, it's a different color green. Okay, so let's continue. And what's our question that we're going to ask? And what are our choices? Let's grab our choices. So the question... Where do... Okay. So where are we going? We have a couple choices. House of Weirdos. And the second one is, anyone else have an idea where you want to go? You could write it in the chat. House of Weirdos and the House of Candy. We have a lot of houses here. Okay, we have Alice in the World of Weirdness, a little town. Okay, so we're gonna make them blue because we can. Okay, so we're gonna say House of Candies, sure. House of Candies. And I'm actually gonna make it so we have line weight basically makes the line thicker around the border. Yeah, so I actually like it as white. Let's keep it white. Something like that. Okay, so we're gonna run into some problems. What do you think will happen this time? What do you think will happen? Okay. Okay, so we have a bit of a problem, and that is other stuff is still there. It's not being faded in properly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is move this over a little. And I'm gonna go to the back, and you see that we're fading in our square. Our square is still green. Just ignore that, that's fine. And we want to also fade in the rest of our stuff. So House of Candies, House of Weirdos. And we can use the same function to connect them all. Ooh. Yeah, and since I don't have much space, I'm gonna collapse them. So I have a little bit more space. Okay. So I can connect like this. And this is basically saying, when I click on my sign, I want all of these things to fade in. All of them. Ah, okay. So then we say, oh, we need to code our navigation. So we need to do the go-to page. So before we were also saying we need to lock the navigation. So we need to grab these two blocks to lock the navigation. And what does it do? The lock navigation left and right. Yeah, you can't go left and right by using the mouse or keyboard. You have to click on something to in order to navigate the user. So let's actually, I need to grab my blocks. So what block do I want? What event? What are we? Okay, we want on click. I'm gonna grab two of them because we have two buttons to click. I'm gonna grab my objects that I'm clicking. And then I'm going to grab my function, which is go to page. So I don't really have a page to go to yet, so let's do that first before we connect. Yeah, so let's do, this one is House of Weirdos, and well, we don't really have a choice because if she doesn't, so yeah, so if we want to make it so we have a choice of you don't drink the potion, maybe we put like a trash can, and like if you drag the potion over the trash can, then something happens. So we can do that, so we actually have a choice, but right now we don't really have a choice in drinking the potion. It's kind of, you're required to drink the potion no matter what. So House of Candies. Okay, so okay. So I need help now to code my House of Candies and my House of Weirdos navigation. Who wants to help me with that? Okay. I think Bren wants to help me. Okay, great. So help me connect my blocks together. And we want to select the right page. So House of Candies is page 7. And House of Weirdos is the purple one. So perfect. So let's just preview and test it and make sure everything works okay. Okay, Alice is going to the... Yeah, you still have to click, and then you have to click on one of them. Perfect. So... You don't want them to go back? Okay, so we have to code that on the other pages. The House of Weirdos. Okay, so let's go to the House of Weirdos and the House of Candies. Yep, are you going to continue with that? So here we need to code the navigation so you can't go back. So how do we do that? So we're going to use the lock navigation. So on page start to lock the navigation. Perfect. And actually, yep, on page start. So now they won't be able to go back. Yeah, basically, if you're a game designer, you're just a dictator. You're like, you can only do what I tell you to do. Alright, so let's test it out. Go back to page 5 and try it out. Okay, you might want to think, try again. There we go. And then try going backwards. Does it work? Nope. Okay, so you're stuck in the House of Weirdos now, forever. The end. Alright, give me my mouse back. Okay, House of Weirdos. Or House of Candies. Which one should we do first? Okay, we have one person saying candies, one person saying weirdos. Anybody in chat want to make a vote? Tiebreaker? Okay, we have how many people? We have one person saying weirdos, one person saying candy, and... Okay, so we have... Okay, tiebreaker says candy. Too bad, so sad. We're going to the candy land. Okay, House of Candies. Now, what is happening in the House of Candies? I actually think we have a... I think we have a candy house. Yeah, I think so. I need to find it. I believe we have one. Because the search isn't that great, so... Yeah, it wasn't the one I was looking for, though. Oh, there it is. I wanted this one. You like this one? Okay, let's... There we go. Just eat the house? Okay, so we need to add... So she enters... She goes to the House of Candies. So what do we say in our story? Okay, so a gingerbread man comes out of the house. Okay, so... Okay, no. This is the House of Candies, not the House of Weirdos, okay? Let's backtrack. Anyone in chat want to have any ideas on what to do at the House of Candies? We said we want a gingerbread man. Anybody else we want? Ginger. We have quite a lot of gingerbread people. Want this one? Which one? Want the happy one? You like the happy one? Okay, so let's go with the... Or these ones? Okay, so we have a lot of gingerbread people. Let's put him... We can put him here. I don't know what they're doing here, but they're just gonna sit on the roof. There we go. So what happens in the House of Candies? We have... So in the House of Candies, all they do all day is eat, eat, eat candy. So they're stealing candy? What is going on? Okay, so I can't read my font. Okay. So let's... While you guys figure out what's gonna happen in this story, I'm just gonna make the font curly, okay? So... Cody Star? Where's Cody Star? You like this one? Welcome to the House of Candy. Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what's happening in the House of Candy now? Did you guys figure it out? We figure out a story yet? Okay, so we're gonna make the gingerbread man say something here. Okay, what should he say, and what should the little people on the roof say? Okay, so we just have people... What is going on? Jingle bells, weirdo smells, I like to eat candy? Is that what it is? Okay, well, I'm gonna get an emoji with a singing song. They have, like, music notes, right? Okay, so let's go find a... How do I open a new tab? I'm trying to find and open up a new tab. Emoji. And we're gonna get... a song. Yeah, we're gonna get this musical note. What do you think? Alright, let's go back to our story. Okay, so they're singing a song, and what are they singing again? Weirdos smell, I like to eat candy. Okay, sure. Why not? Okay. So we have a nice little song. I'm gonna... You want to make them both sing it? No, we're not gonna copy it and put it twice. No, that's not good. We're just gonna put it right in the middle between both of them, okay? So they're both gonna sing. You want them all to sing the same... No, we are not gonna have all of our characters say the same thing. Okay, please. Next person. Next idea. What is our gingerbread man saying? We need to move on with our story, okay? We gotta focus. Okay, so we have, do you want breakfast today? Welcome to the House of Candy. Do you want breakfast? Okay, sure. Do you want... Hello? Did you have breakfast today? Breakfast yet? Let's say breakfast yet. And, hello, did you have breakfast yet? Okay, so we're missing Alice in our story. Right now we just have... No, we'll actually find Alice again. Let's find Alice again. Oh. And let's have her be very puzzled. And let's flip her. Let's flip her. Turn her around. So... Okay, we don't need that. And let's make this... I don't know. welcome to the House of Candy, like that. Something like that. Okay, what do you think? Looks okay? Looks beautiful? Okay, so Alice here is a normal girl. She's not part of this craziness. What does Alice say? Yep. You have an idea? What's Alice saying here? Okay. Anyone else have any ideas on what Alice should say? Type it in the chat if you want. She should say what? What? What is this place? Okay. Do we want her to say anything else? Okay. You want her to say no? Is that what it is? Okay. So let's actually now sequence this and code it to make it work. Let's go backwards and let's figure out first what the order of this story is. Okay, so we're gonna have welcome to the House of Candy. Should we have this fade in or just make it stay here? We want it to fade in, so we want this to fade in first, then what happens? Do we want this to fade in or you want to click on them? Okay, so let's do this part first. Let's have the fade in and click on the gingerbread first. So let's go to event graph. Who wants to help me code? Okay, Madison, you want to help me? Okay, great. So let's first get you blocks. Let me get you, hold on. Let me get you some blocks. You want to use, actually, you can find the blocks yourself. We're gonna have you find your block yourself. Okay, so, okay, I gave you my mouse. Can you move my mouse around? Perfect. So we want first to, you want to fade or you want to play a text effect? Okay, so you find fade, you grab fade, and you need an event. Or actually, you want it to fade in when? On page start? We have an on page start on the page already, so you can use the same one. It's, yep, right there. So how do we connect them together? You want to get the, on the left-hand side, grab the other triangle. Try the triangle on page start, the triangle on the on page start block. The orange block, you see the orange block? Grab the triangle there, yep. And you see there's a triangle that's bigger than the others? That one's a small triangle. Try the other side. Yeah, put it right there. Try it again. Great. So what are we fading in? You need to grab the object. If you want, you could fade in the square. And, alright, perfect. So how do we connect the blocks together? Yep. And then we can give it a direction when you fade it in. So you have direction is none right now, and you could choose a direction if you want. Okay, perfect. So exit out of the full screen mode. No, you want to keep it fade in. You want to keep it there. Yeah. Exit out of the full screen mode. Do you know how? It's the little... Yeah, perfect. Now press preview. See if it works. Okay, great. And... give me back my mouse. Okay, so it's already past time. So, give me back my mouse. So, okay. Well, that's it then. We'll continue next time, I guess. And if you want to continue, otherwise we'll move on with whatever we want to do next. So thank you for joining me. And yeah, I'll send you an email for next time. See you. Bye-bye.